tonight you're going to get more than the buzz behind the buzz. If you go to DryerBuzz.com, you'll see the headline, the presidential candidates addressing Black America through the NAACP convention. And he's going to tell us what has gone on, what has transpired over the last couple of days as the convention took place in Cincinnati, Ohio, their 99th convention, just short of their centennial, which is coming up. So we're going to get more than the buzz behind the buzz. Everybody, please slow your scroll. You're inside the podcast at DryerBuzz and Company.
Gentlemen and lady, debate is combat, but your weapons are words.
Debate is blood sport. You must destroy your opponent, not only verbally, but physically. I am here to help you to find and keep your righteous mind.
Bringing to you live tonight's history-making debate.
All right, welcome back to DryerBuzz and Company. Now, of course, as you know, we're live and interactive. You're listening to us online. If you're catching this as a podcast, make sure you go to DryerBuzz.com, sign up for our email list, and you'll find out what we're talking about each Friday as we bring you the podcast and the buzz behind the buzz. At 8 p.m., we take you inside the headlines that are featured at DryerBuzz.com. These are headlines that you ought to be talking about. They ought to be front-page news. But, of course, we've got you covered at DryerBuzz.com. The phone lines are open for your comments tonight. Area code 646-652-2642. And, of course, the chat rooms are open. Our Blog Talk chat room is now open. And, of course, Chat into Action, where we discuss the topics before, during, and after the show. Now, as you know, it's been a hot week, everybody. I took a little bit of vacation, came right back, and now, of course, doing the show. And I'm telling you, when I say vacation, it ended 5 minutes ago. But we're going to go straight to Wayne Winston, who has been at the NAACP convention. It was their 99th convention. And before we get into talking about the candidates who finally decided to address Black America, I want Wayne to tell us a little bit more about the organization that they decided to do this through, because I know NAACP. Wayne, are you there?
I'm here.
Good. Well, how are you, and how was your week?
Oh, my week was great. The convention was phenomenal. Man, I cannot tell you how much and how exhilarating that it is to be at this 99th annual convention. Being a long-term member of the NAACP, I can tell you that this conference, not just because Barack came, was very, very, very pertinent right now, especially since that African Americans in this country have so much to be thankful for from the standpoint of the people who died to get us here. Mm-hmm. And we did that this year. We honored them significantly.
Before we get into it, I want you to really talk about, because, and you know, both you and I interact a lot online. So we really hear the voice of the people, the conversations that go on. And I want to address the NAACP, the NAACP, still being a viable organization. I'm highly impressed. Let me just say that. And if I had been home 5 minutes ago, I would be able to tell you that, hey, I'm now a member. But I'm going to do that in the process of this show. I'm going to go to the NAACP.org, and I'm going to become a member. But I'm just really impressed, because I know the conversation has been out there to have the candidates to really address Black America. So I want you to talk to us a little bit about the organization still being a viable organization today, addressing some of the, a lot of the naysayers that talk about our historic organizations, including moi, that have had some things to say about the NAACP. And you guys celebrating the 99th year, going into your centennial. Talk to me a little bit about this being a viable organization for my needs as a citizen in this country.
For Black people in particular, we have a tendency to have a lot of apathy and far less action. And I want to say again, we have a lot of apathy and far less action. And apathy is, when we always go, well, there's nothing we can do. Oh, this really stinks. This person's not doing that. This person's not doing this. And the action comes from when you take it upon yourself to do something. And from 1909, the NAACP has been the organization that has been proactive. It still is. It is still valuable. It is still viable. The NAA realized after the 60s movement, after the assassination of Dr. King, that our battles weren't going to be so visible in the street. They were going to be very much legislative. And if you look at that, historically, it has been legislation that has held us captive. See, it was one thing that white America says to us, we don't like Black people, we don't want to deal with you. That's a socialized racism. we have always dealt with legislated racism because they made it a law. It was a law that a black person could be a slave. That's how you have the subjugation that continued for hundreds of years on up till today. Some of that discussion that you're talking about, I heard some today when I was online. You know, the NAACP doesn't do this and doesn't do that. And the NAACP's mission is the same as it was in 1909. Mm-hmm. What has changed is the position of the people that are in it. Now, having served on a number of committees, including political action, education, labor industrials when you get fired from your job and you call us up and we come out and give you some help. By the way, when you get fired, everybody finds us. You feel me? They may not know what it means.
You guys hear me typing in the background. Let me just say I'm filling out my membership right now as Wayne is talking. I am joining the NAACP. And I want everybody to go right now to naacp.org and join. And then have something to say.
Oh, absolutely.
I think that's how it works. Because I'm going to join, but, you know, I'm going to have something to say. I'm going to join this one. Then I'm going to go over to the representatives for my particular area, and I'm going to join there as well. So go right ahead. Finish up.
Excellent. Now, this is what happens with the NAACP, and I need you guys to really understand what's happening. Each NAACP is only as good as the people that are in it. They are elected by the people in your community. That is by design. The NAACP does not pick who is your local president. They don't pick who is your state president. You elect them. So if the people in your city go, oh, I don't like them, that such and such doing this, they never do anything, then you know what? At the end of the day, I say you run. Because if it's not going the way you want, you think it should be better, you need to run for president. All you got to do is spend $30 for a year, and you will join the most influential and respected civil rights organization in this country. And whether we like it or not, there's only a few groups that are recognized nationally to reflect the issues of black America. Now, let me tell you how what I'm saying. If you go to naacp.org, there's a 32-point questionnaire that was given to the candidates, a year ago. And Hillary used to be on there when she was a candidate. Her name has been removed since she's no longer a presidential candidate. Mm-hmm. And we asked them pertinent questions about how they feel about affirmative action and what they would do, how they feel about reparations and what they would do if they were elected president, the educational issue, Hurricane Katrina, specific issues about what they're going to do to correct this. Now, you're not going to hear that on CNN. You're not going to hear it on MSNBC because their job is not to promote the issues of black America. They're to present the issues that America that can get more white viewers to tune in. When you start talking about black issues, white viewers really aren't interested, so it doesn't make their ratings go up. The only reason why you see so many black people now is because Obama's black. So look what he has done for black bloggers, black commentators, because you think about it, in past history, whether it's presidential, local, whatever else, you have never seen this many black people on television. So Barack being there was important, and the NAACP advocated for that all the way 10 years back when ABC and CBS had no black leading characters on television. So the position of the NAACP is still to interact with your government and to be proactive. We've been at the forefront of every leading civil rights issue in this country, even though many of our people are feeling, well, we don't need that anymore. Well, we know different.